Previously on my journey to find joy in this toxic microtransaction-focused monopoly of a MOBA, I turned to the snooze fest known as pro play to solve my solo queue struggles, where I learned that the support meta is more open than my own mid lane when my team has a Yone, as I tried to replicate the ingenuity of a pro named Carrier with Callista support only to get flamed and given many suggestions on how I can off myself. But insert quote about how you learn from every mistake you make, which is why I'm still dumb as all hell, because I just sit inside play League of Legends and refuse to admit when I've done anything wrong myself all day, so I pivoted to two other picks. First, the depressed Hobgoblin Vex in the support role whose ult made her roams result in my virgin moans, and then I found my calling in life with full AP Nunu support, which was a blast and a half, but I'm worried if I one trick this pick I will turn into this guy. And I can't have my children growing up with that, so today I went back through the large list of poorly maintained champs to find two more with a custom chef ravioli build that are both fun and have been super successful. I'm talking AP roaming Lissandra support first, and a more meta-friendly Zilean that I play in a very un-meta-friendly way, so sit back, relax, and listen to a robot rap about man's grooming for the next 45 seconds. Bushes by my balls is what I'm trying to trim up. I'd like to look better naked, but my pubes have grown and my weight has been up. New Year's resolution is to eat more beans, groom more clean, learn to do a chin up. So I hit up Manscaped, who every man brags has brought the inner beauty in him up. But the balls isn't the best place to start. Why groom the hidden areas down by where you fart, when there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the whole face and neck part? So I threw their Beard Hedger Pro kit into my cart. Featuring the Beard Hedger with a powerful motor. Waterproof, cordless and smoother than the love note you wrote her. 20 hair cutting length settings if you want to cut further or closer. Use this hedger and oh baby, the more she'll want you to show her. But the hedger kit includes so much more. Like all these products, I think there's 4. The shampoo and conditioner cuss smell helps you score. And for those of you who want to grow a thick healthy mane, that's what the beard balm and oil are for. All them infused with vitamins and free of any toxin. The pack will have you looking and smelling good for when she walks in. So use my link below to get it cheaper than you would at an auction. It'll give 20% off and free gifts. It's truly your best option. Alright, so right away it's important to communicate your strategy with impeccable detail, because having your jungler on board buckled up in the passenger seat of your troll train will make the level 1 surprise party you have planned for Hagrid's ballsack that much more fun. I opt to play it smart and cut off the little shit's hopes of escaping, while Ketamine Clifford decides to waste his flash to not even get kill participation. I then typically make a quick visit bot, because my ADC will likely be getting pushed in and even more likely telling me to kill myself in chat, which should line us up nicely to welcome a dog into our house, and if you're lucky the enemy will have 6 total brain cells and opt into running away from safety as you once again play the role of goalie against any getaway attempts. Typically I like to roam more than the eyes of a divorced man at the titty bar, but when life gives you a Zed support you make lemonade, which was going well until Zippy had to piss in our pulp, so we settled for his flash and I started packing for my next trip. At this point you can expect both rivers to be hot spots when it comes to finding mouth breathers who are mumbling things like objective control, so I like to make my iPhone 7 looking icy ass available to the boys in case they need me to almost steal a kill or sit in a stun with them. I try to feel out which enemy is allergic to warding, and in this particular game it was the teeny weeny wizard, but I had to play like a pussy because he had 4 levels on me, which left only one stinky asshole to be the recipient of his win fight button, leaving me in a bit of a pickle where I had to perfectly flash his Q and commit to whipping Tic Tacs at him till he died. Their backup arrived just after I busted my nut, but I was rocking more self-peel than a damn banana, so we got away. I throw a double dose of ketamine up Clifford's asshole this time, which has him running way ahead, eyes more red than a used tampon, which turned out to be a mistake because he already finished a full-blown fail fest before I could get in there, so he dead instead of Zed, who then becomes dead. My Q got misled. Let's chase, I said, but Twinkle Tits wanted the farm instead. Green eggs and ham. Anyways, I get a hunch from my eyeballs that there will be a large flap attacking moth by his own rock, so I take the fucked up French Spaniel for a walk as I catch a ride on the Clawcocker Express just in time to steal the kill. It turns out this Garen main is not fond of looking at his mini-map, so we get the perfect prologue to a gripping murder mystery book, but our ooh dear apparently goes into anaphylactic shock if he does anything useful, so I get beat up and the gay pride Garen gets away. That is until 5 seconds later when we start pushing the Ravenclaw babies into tower. Warwick once again proves that he has the patience of a ADHD toddler and we kill him off without relying on man bear pig this time. This Vagar is still less aware than a young Ray Charles in a wind tunnel, so I head in, this time volunteering as tribute to eat the ult before making him chase my fragile ass as his final living memory. Then I head back bot to see how Psyops Ellen DeGeneres has been doing till I see Zeri coming in hot half chub poking through her mango trench coat, and right when I saw her about to season 12 champ design me, I had to put a stop to the nonsense so that I could force her heal before making her squeal, and then ultimately cutting the scene before showing you how I definitely didn't die right after. But no rest for this Tesla branded murder icicle, as I just know Dumbledore's left nut is going to be looking for post-Rift Herald scraps, so I call a claw Uber in to surprise you a dead little bitchville to make it a happy ending for the boys. I think I saw their support Zed picking lint out of his own asshole up north, so I figured this little zone Bon would be all alone and highly receptive to a lot of cold things getting shoved up her shitter, so I follow the little route with a larger one and then patiently waited for Ezreal to remember how to do damage till she died. My mid lane Ashe is off deeper than the Mariana Trench, and I just know a wild dead pool will be lurking just ready to shadow step out and eat a whole bunch of bad straight down the pie hole. Anyways, I'm now fin to a ram and their Vagar is looking like a nose with a big booger in it, aka asking to be picked, so we poured and do a little dance. Ezreal makes me laugh my ass off, and then an Ashe throws a celeb shot alley-oop from bumfuck Egypt and I dunk that dork back to base. So I'd like to think running around the rift like a madman all game had gotten my teammates quite ahead, to the point where endgame the strat boiled down to being annoying as all shit until someone else was in the area to finish the job. And there were a few times where I got a wee bit ambitious all by me lonesome, which resulted in me having to call in plan B, which was to abort, which I know typically comes long after plan B, but long story short, playing support this way was a blast and I found it pretty effective as well, so I figured I should try it out on a more conventional pick. This game I chose Zilean, and while my pre-game invade other lanes bullshit didn't get my wiener wet this time, it still left my lane more frozen than a nice sculpture's titty, which meant Karthus could come in for the kill, or in this particular case come in to get killed nearly solo by a damn support, leaving me to do the double bomb get the hell out of dodge special to ensure that the first fight ended in a 2-for-1 trade. Then I had to keep a close eye on Karthi because he was just begging to get Samurai Surf 7 ways to him, so I ran up and asked my jungler if he could hold on to one of my bombs, and he's like, bro, this is light, and I curl 30s give me another, which I did, and we just barely clenched our poo cutters to another kill. Tentacle Tina must have known that he was just dying to give someone gold though, as she ran right past me like I didn't exist. Jokes on her, Gromp got him first, and then thanks to the prime example of gold elo greed, she sticks around long after the hors d'oeuvres were served, resulting in a situation where she had to flash the mountain to get out. But she's clearly the type of person who would climb over a glass wall just to see what was behind it, as she goes back to naively slapping hoodlums as if I'm not gonna float my grandfather erect clock right back up there, lob a few softballs her way to loosen her up and then send her home. Then why not a pit stop mid on my way back bot to see if my AD has purchased herself a noose yet, and one thing I learned is that popping an E on these shitters makes landing double bombs a magnitude of 12 dicks easier, so she goes down with ease. This prompts the sped Jedi to come out of the woodwork behaving like they all do, willing to tower dive and die if it means he gets a piece of shutdown, but unfortunately the chromosome deficiency is a bit too much to overcome in this one. My teammates are complimenting me, Karthus is creeping me out, and I'm on a roll ready to show this Aurelia what I think of subhuman people who play that champ before she gets taken to Niagara Falls. Turns out height doesn't actually matter because Camille is getting her long-legged dick kicked, and so I come up loan her a GA and kill off Squiddy Sydney before Master Yi comes in to remind me that I might be having fun but I'm still playing League of Legends. Kate is getting pushed in more than a turd during anal, so I take a hit of G Fuel, fly in and lend the lady glowing red a double, which according to my calculations left her less than 20 HP from meeting her maker, and while my balls were admittedly a bit blue when it came to their hue, the silver lining was that I knew Billy Joe Armstrong would be completely alone, so I head in and pick a fight until I guess Kate finishes her popcorn and stops just watching as we all dance around until he accepts an ace up his a-hole. Then back mid because Bladed Betty is giving me weird looks like she wants to be my sugar mommy, and let's just say thank the Lord I convinced Karthus to do his best Jesus Christ impersonation, because that dumbass would have actually gotten away with an even trade if not. So the theme of the game turned into their Yi taking the gold from our team's idiots while we continuously took gold from the brain dead beta fish playing Aurelia. And the best part of the joke was that she may have been 0-9, spent more time behind black and white bars than out in the free world, but given a few minutes alone with a chick dressed like some entitled trophy wife at a Ritz-Carlton beach club and she would have easily beat the hell out of her. But luckily anyone glowing like a severe storm area on a weather map meant I could hit a solo bolo and watch them burn to death all by me lonesome before fleeing back to safety. Now one glaring disclaimer that my lawyers are forcing me to add somewhere in this video: if you abandon an ADC in lane and it turns out she was also raised without a father or adequate nutrition, you may run into a situation where you can keep a 2-kill tentacle Tina slowed CC'd and distracted for a good 20 seconds, and somehow in that entire time she'll manage to do a total of negative 300 damage to her. But if you gather enough non-brainless ADCs you do indeed have a chance to kill her, which is good except for the fact that this is still League of Legends, so when the dumb Master Yi dives a player who you ulted, he will just invert your asshole instead before getting himself shut down. And with my teammates lining up single file to be sent back to base, the situation started feeling more desperate for me. But at least I lined Kate up for a shutdown. Luckily Riot added this thing into the game called Grievous Wounds that you can build against champs who have a lot of lifesteal, and it will do absolutely nothing for you even though she has 0 items that offer actual lifesteal, and so do a little addition to the fact that the enemy was playing Master Yi and we lost, but nonetheless I'm loving this style of supporting and will be updating you on how I refine it in the future. Rav out.